Hi Revolutionaries, it's Monday, it's Lisa, and we are talking about vacations. I'd like to apologize for putting this video up so late. I actually just got back from vacation and kind of spent the whole day recovering. We went as a family to the Jersey Shore for a couple of days, and then from there we went on to Williamsburg, Virginia, and we did Busch Gardens and some other things while we were there. It was about a 6-hour car ride home from there with an infant and with Isaac, of course. So it was a lot of recovering today. So I just thought I'd throw together some tips and ideas for vacations, things that I've learned along the way. We usually are fortunate enough to take a bigger family vacation every year. Usually my parents kind of arrange that, and then we also do at least 1 or 2 smaller trips a year, like just our family with my husband and our kids, or just with us sometimes. The first tip I wrote down was to set some money aside. My husband was really good budgeting for this trip, and he was able to put aside some extra money earlier on, kind of on a separate debit card, so that we had that ready to go and set aside. That way we already had some cash on hand. We didn't have to rely on credit cards for those incidental things that came up along the way. So that's one tip I would say. Another thing, when we stayed at the Jersey Shore, we stayed at a really nice hotel that my parents had arranged, but we were kind of on our own for Williamsburg, and we did one of those name your own price sites. We were actually able to found a pretty decent hotel for only $40 a night, which I thought was a steal. But on the other hand, you do sort of get what you pay for, and you know, it wasn't the nicest hotel, but it was certainly acceptable. So that's something to consider also if you're trying to do a vacation on a budget. Another tip I have when you're planning a vacation, we like to do the same kind of trips over and over again. We've been going to the Jersey Shore as a family every summer for at least the past 10 years consecutively. And then, you know, that was a place we went as a family a lot of times when I was a teenager and a child. So that's something that I look forward to every summer. We eat at the same kind of restaurants and we do the same kind of things, and it's been fun now that I have kids of my own to keep those traditions going. It's very nostalgic. This was my first time to Williamsburg, but my husband had been there before, and that was one of his favorite like family vacations. So again, we did a lot of the same kind of things that he had done before, just to kind of like establish that as a tradition. I think that's really important when you have kids. Some other things I just put, pack way more than you think you need to. I know some people would say don't do that, but especially if you're traveling with an infant. One morning Ryan put Hannah's outfit on her, took her to breakfast, and by the time she came back from breakfast, she needed a whole new outfit. You know, pack extra of everything you think you'll need. Extra bibs, extra baby food. And if possible, stay in a place that allows you to do laundry. We were able to do a load of laundry before we left New Jersey, and that was really helpful. It was only $1 to wash, $1 to dry, so it was very reasonable and kind of kept us going with clean clothes. If you're traveling with kids, especially with an infant, I would say allow extra time to do everything. It seemed like if you have an infant, I would say add 30 minutes onto however long you think it's going to take you to do anything, because you know, you want to get out the door and then you've got to change her, or you need to get the bottles together, restock the diaper bag. It just takes, you're traveling with a lot more gear that you have to get organized to bring in and out. So just allow a much longer timeline than if it's just a getaway for grown-ups. The last part I wanted to say, you have to consider the limits of those that you're traveling with, and also knowing your own limits. We kind of pushed ourselves a little bit too far and planned a vacation that involved a lot of walking, and by the last day it was really too much, like just physically for some of us, and also the limits of those you're traveling with. For my husband, it would be no big deal for us to just drive to Florida straight through from Pennsylvania without stopping. For me, like 3 hours in the car is my absolute max, and driving is even less than that. You know, we also had to consider having Hannah and make sure that we had time to stop for her to get out of her car seat, stretch her legs. Also, at the same time, allowing for her to take naps in the car. just considering others that you're traveling with and what their limits may be as well. And lastly, the last tip I have is just allowing a day to recover, which is basically what today was. My husband had today off of work as well. He won't go back till tomorrow, and just allowing that little cushion to get your laundry done, to get the house back in order, to get back on top of things before you have to be bouncing back into real life again. So those are my vacation tips. I would love to hear any others that you have to share, especially for traveling with kids. And I hope you have a wonderful week. This is my last week of summer vacation, and next week I'm back to school. So I'll see you then. Bye.